Once upon a time in ancient Egypt, there was a pharaoh who had 4 sons, all of whom he loved dearly. As the pharaoh began to grow older, he knew that it was time to decide which of his sons would inherit the throne after him. However, he found himself unable to choose between his sons, as he saw strengths and weaknesses in each of them. The pharaoh then went to the high priest, who was known for his wisdom and knowledge, and asked him to give questions to his sons so that he could better understand their characters and make a decision about who should become the next pharaoh. The high priest agreed to help and came up with 4 questions that would test each son's intelligence, leadership, courage, and compassion. The first son was asked, "How would you lead your people in times of war?" He responded with confidence, "I would lead them into battle and defeat our enemies with strength and power." The pharaoh was pleased with his son's answer, as he believed that a strong leader was necessary to protect his people. The second son was asked, "How would you rule over your people in times of peace?" He answered, "I would build great monuments and temples, and make sure my people live in luxury and comfort." The pharaoh appreciated his son's ambitious plans, as he believed that a prosperous kingdom would lead to a happy and loyal population. The third son was asked, "What would you do if you discovered a plot to overthrow your rule?" He answered, "I would use force to crush any rebellion and punish the traitors severely." The pharaoh nodded in agreement, as he believed that a pharaoh must be willing to use force to maintain order and stability. The fourth and youngest son was asked, "What is the greatest quality a ruler can possess?" He thought for a moment before responding, "Kindness and tolerance." A ruler who shows kindness and tolerance to his people will win their love and loyalty, and they will follow him willingly. The pharaoh was surprised by his youngest son's answer, as it was not what he was expecting. However, he was deeply moved by the answer and realized that his son had demonstrated a wisdom and compassion that he had not seen in his other sons. After careful consideration, the pharaoh decided to pass the throne to his youngest son, as he believed that he would make a wise and just ruler who would lead with kindness and tolerance. His decision was met with some skepticism from his other sons and advisors, who had expected him to choose one of the older, more ambitious sons. However, the pharaoh knew that he had made the right decision, and he felt a great sense of peace knowing that his kingdom would be in good hands after he was gone. He spent the rest of his days mentoring his son, teaching him the ways of the pharaohs and instilling in him a deep love and respect for his people. In time, the youngest son proved to be a great pharaoh, beloved by his people for his kindness and fairness. He worked tirelessly to improve the lives of his subjects, building schools, hospitals, and public works projects throughout the kingdom. And when he passed away many years later, he left behind a legacy of compassion and wisdom that was remembered for generations to come.